Virginia counties are suing Governor Youngkin over his executive order allowing parents to decide if their children should wear a mask in school. The suit alleges that state law requires schools to follow federal health guidelines. Youngkin's executive order states that a previous mask mandate was for Delta, not the Omicron variant. Also, that mandate came at a time when vaccines were unavailable for younger children. Youngkin's order says children often use masks incorrectly, and wearing masks for a long period of time is not effective. Further, masks can get dirty, inhibit communication, and impede emotional and social skill development. For these reasons, the order states parents should have the ability to decide. Youngkin, however, urged parents to listen to school principals until the courts make a decision. Attorneys general in D.C. and 3 states have filed a lawsuit against Google for collecting data from users without their permission. Washington, D.C. Attorney General Karl Racine said that Google is deceiving users and invading their privacy. The suit alleges that Google collects and profits from people's location data even after users opt out from sharing it. Texas, Indiana, and Washington State are joining the lawsuit. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said that Google systematically lies to millions of consumers in order to stack billions of dollars into its coffers. The Supreme Court announced that it would review cases on the use of race in college admissions. The Students for Fair Admissions lawsuit accuses Harvard and the University of North Carolina of race-based discrimination that negatively affects Asian Americans. The North Carolina case also involves white applicants. Both universities said that they use race as one of many factors in admission decisions.
We strongly believe, this administration, in the benefits of diversity in higher education, and we take very seriously our commitment to advancing equity and equal opportunity for historically underserved populations.
According to the plaintiff, the use of race in college admissions decisions is unconstitutional. The State Department has just condemned the Chinese Communist Party for sentencing 11 Falun Gong practitioners to prison for exercising their religious beliefs. In an email to the Epoch Times, the State Department says it's calling on Beijing to, quote, immediately end its depraved abuse and mistreatment of Falun Gong practitioners, release those imprisoned due to their beliefs, and address the whereabouts of missing practitioners. Falun Gong is a meditation practice rooted in traditional Chinese culture based on the principles of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. Beijing launched a persecution campaign to eradicate the practice in 1999. The Chinese Communist regime handed down the sentences just 3 weeks before the Beijing Olympics. These practitioners of Falun Gong have already been detained for 15 months before getting a hearing last October, and at least one lawyer lost his license for taking their case. Senator Rick Scott told NTD's sister media, the Epoch Times, that the Chinese Communist Party is relentless in its campaign against religious minorities. The persecution against Falun Gong has gone widely underreported due to the CCP's influence and economic ties to many Western media outlets. NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom has been very outspoken on the Chinese Communist Party's human rights abuses. Recently, he has got an invitation to visit China, but right after he accepted it, his host blocked him from social media. Kanter Freedom said he would accept a visit to China as long as he gets to visit the Uyghur concentration camps to see the, quote, real China.
I don't need a luxury tour of China. I don't want to see no propaganda. I want to actually get to see the real China and show the whole world that what's going on. And so, yes, I actually do accept his offer.
This was his response to Yao Ming's comments to invite Kanter Freedom to China for a better understanding. Yao was a former NBA player and is now the president of a state-affiliated Chinese Basketball Association. But one day after Kanter Freedom accepted the offer, he found himself blocked by Yao on Instagram. Kanter Freedom's name has also become unsearchable on Chinese websites. Another former NBA player, Kwame Brown, tells NTD he supports Kanter Freedom for speaking up and going against the grain.
I support what he's doing. I think he's a very brave person for taking the stance that he's taken, given the position that he's in, being a current NBA player. He's definitely going against the grain. So I support anybody who's not afraid to speak up for freedom.
On Sunday, Taiwan reported the largest incursion into its air defense zone by Chinese warplanes since last October. Taiwan's defense ministry said Taiwanese fighter jets scrambled to warn the 39 Chinese aircraft, mostly fighter jets, in the latest incursion. Taiwan's missile systems were also deployed to monitor them. Taiwan calls Beijing's repeated nearby military activities gray zone warfare. It's aimed to wear out Taiwan's forces and also to test their responses. China's launch came the same day the U.S. Navy sailed 2 carrier strike groups in the Philippine Sea. The Pentagon said the 2 carrier groups have entered the disputed South China Sea for training on Monday.
We do this to strengthen our integrated at-sea operations and our combat readiness. I would reiterate that all the training will be conducted in accordance with international law in international waters.